Yo, 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 what's up, you guys? Welcome to another episode of the Fire Squad Podcast. My name is Sam. To the right, we got. Come on, JC.
JC?
Yes, there you go. Right next to him, you all know her. You want to introduce yourself?
Leslie.
Leslie Lopez,
Valley of the Arts.
aka Valley of the Arts. Just here another episode. Yeah, part 2, another episode of the Quaratine Podcast, which is gonna go on until freaking whenever this virus is killed.
Yeah.
But
Woo! Be a minute, low key.
yes, it's gonna be a long ass time. How you guys been
Very
today?
Unfortunate.
I've been okay. Like,
JC?
I've been chilling, bro. You know, I bombed today. I had some spaghetti with some like broccoli and carrots and shrimp. Ooh, fire!
Who took those? No.
Fire, bro. It was so bomb. What about you, Sam? How have you been?
Good, bro. Just finished eating too. I ate some tacos.
Mm.
Yeah, and some
Okay.
sopa maruchan.
I'm dead.
But yeah,
You know what's crazy? So we're stocked up on sopa maruchan, right? And then the other day, my siblings, they decided to get sopa maruchan. And then at first I was kind of confused. I was like, that's kind of like, our last resort food if it
Right.
happens to go down. But at the same time, I was kind of trying to be optimistic. No, we're not gonna need that on last resort. But it was whatever.
it's looking
They
like
kind
I'm
of
gonna
look
need it.
good. It's because they got the super spicy one, the yaki whatever, like the spicy noodle challenge one.
Yeah.
Because like when my mom was to go get it, she just got whatever type of noodles were there.
Um,
So yeah, so I kind of want to try those low key, but last resort for me.
new challenge.
They're really good, actually.
Yeah.
The
Dude.
spicy ones are really, really
What was that,
good.
Sam?
The spicy noodles are really good. Is it the black
Mm.
one?
Bro, I'm sorry if this
yeah.
lags. Like,
Yeah, my side is kind of lagging. Are you good, Sam? I think it's yours.
I don't
it's
know.
me.
Oh, it is windy outside.
Possibly. Everything's cool over here.
Oh,
No,
okay.
mine's is a little bit chilling. I mean, not chilling. All right, looks like we're good though.
Yeah.
Say something, Sam. I can't hear you at all.
Yo, yo, yo.
All right, we're good. We're good. So, Leslie, last time we had the podcast, you had your event. How did that go?
Oh, that went great. And like
Yeah?
everybody was like super excited for the next one. And I was like so full of joy. And then this happened. Like,
Yeah, the
Dude,
momentum was shattered.
dude, literally, like, but hopefully
Yeah.
people are gonna be more excited for like more events later.
Dude.
Yeah. So this is gonna help.
Yeah, once it's all over, I mean, it does suck, like the temporary step back, but it's
Mhm.
just another one of those challenges, because like once this is over, everybody's gonna be popping, bro.
Right.
Everybody's gonna be doing something like. Isn't
Nope. I think it's him freezing.
Oh.
a whole bunch of rappers,
There you go,
other people
rappers.
like that.
You
Oh, crap,
completely,
what happened?
you completely froze, bro. We don't know what you said.
Can you hear me?
Yeah, we can hear you now. What were you saying? You
Yeah.
said once this is all over, what's
I
going on?
said that the
Okay.
momentum got punched. Damn, did it froze?
Somebody got punched, you said?
The momentum got punched.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
But
Yeah, no, there's just been like, I mean, like, I was thinking about it a lot where I was like, dude, imagine if I would have pushed it back. Like, I was talking about that where
Yeah.
I lost my memory.
Damn.
Like, that would have been crazy. I'm so
Yeah.
I left everyone on a hanger, like a cliffhanger. Like, but yeah,
Damn.
I'm just
Good
glad.
thing you did it. Yeah.
Yeah,
Good thing you did it the day of.
right.
Is everything good, Sam?
yeah, everything's good for you. It's just you.
All right, but yeah, it's just me then, because my computer like It shows Leslie for 1 minute and then shows you. And now it's showing both of you guys.
Um,
Yeah. You see, this is what we got to deal with this Corona podcast, man. Very unfortunate.
Here,
But
hold
it's all
on.
good, you know.
Join
Huh?
back right now. Hold
Yo,
on.
did you guys hear what happened today?
What happened?
no.
Today,
I kicked him from the call. Hold on.
Oh my god.
I'm
He
gonna,
left.
I'm gonna call him
He
back.
said nope. Dead. Has this happened with the other ones?
No, it hasn't actually.
Oh, it's me, dude. That's what it is.
Nah, it's him.
It's my Netgear
McDonald's
I think
Wi-Fi.
it's so. Hello. I think because it's super windy over here. Like I could hear the wind outside.
Yeah.
Mm.
I think that's why it's just a bad Thursday night.
But
But
what were you saying?
anyways, yeah. So today the USA officially passed like all the other countries. We have the most coronavirus cases.
Do we really?
Yeah, we
Yeah,
do.
86,000.
That's
And
crazy.
that's like no one. I don't know anyone who's been checked for it. Like, do you guys?
Mm-mm.
So maybe we have it.
Nah, I don't. Like personally, no.
Right. Dude, that test looks scary though, because it's just like a whole like Q-tip in the
Yeah,
nose, and I don't want that. Like,
Wow.
that's exactly
God.
what I said yesterday, huh, JC?
And I didn't believe him. I thought it
Yeah.
was like something in the tongue or something.
No, it's like
Oh.
a Q-tip thing that they stick all the way down inside your nose.
yeah. And like, if you've ever been tested for like strep throat or something like that, like they use those long ones, and it's the same one, but instead of the back of your throat, it's just like the back of your brain. Like, it's like digging down there, and I don't want none of that. Like,
Yo, look, Leslie, what do you think about this? So Sam yesterday, he brought out this conspiracy theory that they're putting chips in our brains when they do that coronavirus testing.
I mean, they just might. Like,
Possibly.
honestly, have you seen that? Oh my god, I forgot his name again. Elon Musk.
Yes.
That he wants to do that. Like, he's like, oh, this is gonna work. This is gonna help like us as humans and this and that.
Wait, he
like,
wants to like put chips?
to put chips.
Oh
Yeah, he
wow.
wants people to get chipped, and like he has the whole process set up. He's like, this is the future, this
No
and that.
way.
And I was
Oh my
like,
God.
no, like do it yourself.
Yeah.
That's some
Stuff like that is just
biblical
weird.
stuff. That's
What-
crazy.
What would the ship be for? Like so people could be more efficient or like
Controlling,
it
so
for
the
exa-
government has control of you.
That's what they'll use it for sure. I think it's to like connect you to like the like computer or something. I'm not too sure on that. But
Oh
yeah,
wow.
like to connect like computer technology and like humans so we can work better. But like
Oh,
there's no
damn.
point. Like the what and then it'll fail, like for sure. 100%
Imagine-
someone's gonna hack you.
Yes,
And then
exactly.
like you're a soulless body. Like
Oh,
what?
for real.
Imagine we all like get a software update. Like, all right, guys, at 12
We just
at 12 a.m. we're gonna shut down. We're gonna have a software update.
dude,
You never wake up.
That's
Dude.
crazy.
it's just now we're all
Damn.
CGI. Like
Yeah.
bro.
I don't know, man. I mean, our technology is improving like drastically, but man, I hope we do not go to that. That is scary.
Would you guys get chipped?
No, absolutely no.
Well, not like
There's
now.
a-
But like if the technology was like really good, like if it was just your like an iPhone or something, you know, we just buy phones normally. What if the chip was like super advanced, like really good, tested, like it's been around for a long time? Like, would you guys consider getting chipped
If I get
What-
paid.
if you
Yeah,
get
Yeah,
paid?
what's the purpose of it though?
Just whatever they invent. I don't know. Whatever the purpose they feel like.
Nah, bro, because that's probably some like shady. I mean, I'm pretty sure all of our phones are like
Yeah.
wired and tapped already, you know. So
They
Most
did
definitely.
it in there's a few people who got chipped for like they have a chip that reads like for work. So they'll scan in
No
with
way.
the chip that's in that.
wow.
Yeah, I forgot what company did it, but it was like some weird ass company, and so like they go in and instead of using like an ID card, they just go like that and like swipe and just
That's
get it.
pretty cool,
Oh, that's
actually.
crazy.
But what happens if one, decides to quit or if one gets fired? What do they do?
I I think they like program it with like a little like reader or something like
They
that.
kill it or something. Yeah.
Well, yeah,
Damn.
probably. But like I feel like that's so weird because there's this book I read once and it's called like Barcode, and it's basically that like people get at 18 they get like, tattooed a barcode,
Yeah.
and that had medical records, and that was another thing I think they were trying to pitch it like getting chipped is so that it'll have your medical records, it'll have like your information, so no one would technically be like unidentified.
Yeah.
That's so weird because then people can use that against you, or like you don't know, like in the book the government starts like stops funding people who are mentally ill or people who have mental illnesses and disabilities, and so like because this is a record, like whenever they needed to get scanned, like it would be like, oh no, you're declined, I'm sorry, and it's like, why? Like you'll feel more in the dark about it, I feel, because you can't see what they're saying about you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Imagine that though, like you have some type of special glasses, and then you look at these. Oh, you know where I saw it? I saw it in Guardians of the Galaxy, where this dude has glasses, and then he's like looking at each human, and it tells them like their whole record.
Oh
really?
yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, that's like, and then that's like judgment call too. Like if we get to that's some Black Mirror shit, and I don't fuck with it.
There was a guy who got, you know how you can do like Apple Pay and stuff from your phone? So he got like that chip inserted inside of him. So now like he just walks up to a store, like he just puts his hand and then he pays for the stuff.
Yeah. That's another thing that people want to use it for, and I'm like, what is so bad about carrying a card?
Exactly.
Like,
no,
for real.
I'm a strong believer in Apple Pay. I always use Apple Pay for everything, but I would never put it inside of me.
Leslie, there's been times where me and Sam go out to eat, and then this fool forgets his card because he's so used to Apple Pay, and I have to end up for him. And then guess what? He doesn't pay me back.
Hey, bro, tell him, sell me back. Like,
no, JC can't do any of that.
My ex would always do that. She'd always sell me money, or like I'd sell her money to my card, or like to each other's cards, and then that way we'd be like fair. We'd be even. Here, wait, let me do something.
All right.
Yeah.
I don't got Zelle, bro.
I know, you suck. Your bank sucks ass.
You gotta get Zelle, you gotta get Cash App, Venmo. You can't be caught slipping.
No, it's because here's the thing. I had it before, but my bank at that time, I haven't checked yet, but at that time, which was like 2 years, it wasn't like I'll send somebody money and then they wouldn't receive it like ever. And then the same thing, I'll try to like get money from somebody and then it wouldn't work. So I went to my bank. I was like, yo, so like this thing Zelle, and they're like, oh yeah, we're not like on that stage yet. It's because my bank it's a credit union. There's only 3 here in Las Vegas.
Yeah.
Like, so it's like it's not the big time banks like Wells Fargo and all that. Yeah. I love my bank. Like I have so many perks and stuff. But maybe they do have it updated now. I just gotta check it.
You probably do.
They don't have like Venmo or anything?
I don't know. I mean, I gotta check again, low key. I haven't checked in a minute. And once I do, Sam, you know I'm coming from you, bro. I was going to say something. So my grandma, because you know how we're talking about chips, my grandma, she actually had a chip on one of her dogs.
Oh yeah.
I thought you were gonna say on her.
Yeah. I was like, this girl, where's she from?
and then the dog went missing, and we accurately found the dog.
How does that work? Because like I understand that like if they get sent to a pound or anything, like they'll know, they'll be able to find the chip and everything. Like, can you like? I feel like it's not that useful in terms of actually like trying to find the dog. You know what I mean?
There was an app. She had an app. She had like she had it all on her phone. Like that's how we tracked down the dog's name was Gitano. That's how we tracked down Gitano.
That's crazy. Yeah, because I gotta do that with my dog too. She doesn't really run, but just in case. Like
my dog right now, that fool be dipping it. He sees the door open for a second, he goes. And I hate him because he's like so big. So as soon as he hears the door open, like whatever he's doing, he just goes to it. So he always knocks down like something, whether it's like our little decoration here or like the broom or something. Like he always move. Like he's huge, man. He's a Saint Bernard, huge dog.
Shit. Dude, the other day I almost hit a dog.
Oh my gosh, bro.
It like walked. I was like one day I went out of quarantine because I had to go pick up my final check. Getting laid up. 18. Like, no, yeah, picked it up, and then I was just driving down, and it was like down Owens or something. But at this point, it was a 45, and I was like, I for some reason started going kind of slower, and I see this dog just start walking out, and I was like, excuse me, and I had to like slam on the brakes. I didn't hit it or anything, but like I was so scared, and I just stood there, and that dog stared at me and like didn't move for a hot minute, and I was like, okay, listen. Like, and it was a Bernese Mountain Dog, and I was like, you're so cute. If you don't get out the way, I'm gonna have to take you in my car. Like, that's it. Like, that's how this is gonna end.
I unfortunately on Owens also I have ran over a cat, not a dog, a cat.
Wait, have you told me this before?
I feel like I have. I sent you a video, yeah.
Oh my god.
Well, you have a video?
No. Look, so it was like this. So it was early in the morning.
Oh yeah, like, I remember on Snapchat, right? Just telling me the story.
Yeah, on Snapchat. So basically, I didn't record it like running it over. So basically, I was driving late to work. I was late. Like I was like, damn, I got like 10 minutes to get there. So I was dipping it, right? And it's 4 o'clock in the morning. Nobody's there. So I'm all right, cool. You know, I could go a little bit faster. I was going like 55 on the 45. And then a cat about to run the street, right?
Mm-hmm.
To me, my basic instinct is like, okay, I'm going really fast. There's no way for me to stop within time I hit that cat, unless I slammed the brakes, which I wasn't gonna do because I was too scared. No, yeah. No, it was like this. It was like this. So basically, I was like, all right, so this is the cat coming this way. This is me. So if it's going this way, so my instinct is like, all right, I'm going to go that way so I could give the cat more room to keep on going, right?
Yeah.
It's like, since it's heading that way and I'm heading straight, I just move to the right. The cat moves to the left. So I'm like, all right, cool. We got this. So it's going like this. And I go like that, and the cat also notices that like I'm approaching it, and at the very split second where I turn right, the cat goes back because it's like, oh damn, I'm about to get run over, and then boom, and then instead of going like this, I went sideways.
Oh my god!
And then I was like, damn, I really just killed the cat, and I was like, damn, I was so sad. And then. On my way back home after work, I recorded on Snapchat to see like, you know, like how my tire print is or something. I don't know. And then as I was driving, I was like, damn, there it is.
Oh my god. That's terrible.
What about you, Sam? You ever had any close encounters like that?
Not like that, but I do have a story similar to JC's. So one time I was driving home from work when I used to work at Panda Express, and it's like literally I can get to my job.
You live there really close, yeah.
I can get to my job and to my house like you going down a street in a neighborhood. So like I just go down the neighborhood street, and then
it's very close to his house, basically.
Yeah. So it was nighttime. I was getting off of work. It was like 11 something, and I was just driving down the neighborhood street like really, slow, calm, I guess. And then I'm recording a video on Snapchat because
that's your fault right there, fool.
No. You don't even know the story yet.
Okay.
I'm recording a video on Snapchat because have you guys ever seen a pigeon at night?
No, because wouldn't they be asleep?
I don't know.
Yeah, I haven't.
I've never seen a pigeon at night. But there was a pigeon in the middle of the road. So
never thought about that.
I freaking pulled my phone out and I was like on Snapchat. Look, guys, I was like, there's a pigeon in the road, and I was recording it.
Right.
So my time was running out because I was just talking and like talking and talking and talking in the
Right.
video. So like my time was about to run out, and like the last second, I see a cat, and then I move my phone over to record the cat, and you just see the cat jumping, and then the video cuts. But after
on the bird.
yeah, no, but I just in the video he just jumps. But once the video was done, like I was obviously watching the situation. So the cat jumped, grabbed the bird like by its neck, and then just looked at me like it stood in the middle of the road, looked at me, and then ran into an alleyway.
Oh
And
my
yeah,
And that's why you don't see pigeons at night.
so
Like,
that bird that I
Yeah.
was recording freaking got killed in the middle of the road. And
Wait, hold on. You were driving?
yeah, I was driving home.
Okay, were
You
you
stopped?
like parked? Yeah, did you stop? Because how did you get that recording so like
No, because the pigeon was in the middle of the road, so I stopped. Like it was in front of me, so I stopped and I was like, "Whoa, look, there's a." And I was in, like I said,
Oh, so
I-
you did stop. Okay.
I
it
was in
was
the-
night. It was just you with your headlights on. Just,
I was in the neighborhood road, so like obviously nobody's there, so I just
Right.
stopped and I was recording.
Okay, I thought you were on Sahara.
No, I was on a.
Okay.
You know the houses like where I live.
You were like on Colorado or something.
Yeah, some like one of those state streets, and then I was
Yeah.
I was going down, and then I saw that happen, and I was crazy, and I was freaking out, and then I
Funny.
made a video right after, and I was like, I don't know if you guys could see, but that cat that jumped freaking killed the bird right in front of me. I think I sent it to you, JC. I'm pretty sure I sent it to you.
I don't remember.
This was like, I mean, this is when I first started working at Panda, so it was still like in high school.
Our senior year, so like 3
Yeah.
years ago.
Yeah. But that was,
Damn, 3 years, bro.
I've seen a bird eat a pigeon, like just
Oh.
pecking at its brain, and I was like, I gotta
No
go.
way.
Wait, you said a bird eat a pigeon? Like two?
Yeah, like
a
it was
pigeon,
like
a pigeon?
yeah. So well, it was like some other kind of bird, but it was just standing on top, like with blood on its chest,
Oh no.
picking at a body of a pigeon, and I was like, what just happened? And I was just trying to get
Yeah.
waters for work. I was looking at the topic, and I was at the CVS parking lot. I was like, even these birds are hood as fuck. Like, what the hell? Like that shit was so scary. I was like,
that's
I
funny.
gotta.
I
It looked
saw
up at me.
I saw a dog ripped in half one time.
Oh.
Yeah, this was our
What?
junior year, JC.
A dog ripped in half.
Yeah, so this was our junior year in high school, and I was hanging out with Bash at his house because I was gonna sleep over his house, and so this was like,
Uh-huh.
we were doing some reckless stuff. I was in high school. It was like 3 a.m, so we decided just to go to. Remember my barber Antonio?
Yes.
So he had a
Yeah.
party.
Eldorado.
Yeah, he had a party.
Okay.
Um, he had a party and he invited us. So it was like 3 a.m. I was like, you know what, forget it, we'll go. So and he lived really
It's that-
close.
Yeah. It's
Huh?
like party over now.
Yeah, well, no, that's when he texted us. He's like, just pull up. So I went,
Okay.
and they both lived really close to Rancho at the time. So then,
Okay.
we just walked over to his house, and we had to cross, what's the street? Not Owens. Damn, what's that one
Civic
street?
Center.
No, it's going east to west. It's before
East.
Rancho.
West.
I think it's Eastern, or maybe one more after Eastern.
Washington.
Was it Washington? Yeah, it was Washington. It's Washington. So we were crossing over
Yeah.
the street on Washington. In the middle of the road, there's a dog split in half. Like his legs are in the back, and his front half is like in front of him, and like his guts are just hanging out. And I recorded it on Snapchat too. But
Oh God.
yeah,
I think that's
No.
one thing no one tells you about when you're about to start driving is how many dead animals you'll notice. Because like you have to avoid it. But like sometimes I'll be parked and then there's like a dead dog like on the left, and I'm like, please.
Damn.
I say a prayer real quick and then just like drive away. Like
I hate walking like next to or driving next to like dead animals, especially pigeons. Like it's not because it's like sad or anything. It's just gross. Like I don't want to see that. Like
Dude, for me, I used to have a Rottweiler, a baby Rottweiler. But baby Rottweilers are pretty strong and buff. And back in my backyard, we have like a little farm where we rent out like each stall, right? And then one of the stalls that we rent out, they had a chicken, like a whole like chicken family. Like they had easily like 30 plus chickens just living there.
Mhm.
But so sometimes they'll randomly just like, hop over to our side, and my dog, his name was Taz. Let's just say he enjoyed chicken, and
Oh
he
no.
there's easily like 10 plus chickens that he killed,
Oh
and
my
and, it,
god.
and unfortunately he died. He had a stomach disease.
Oh, that's why.
Yeah,
Rot.
it's probably that has to be why. But what's called the doctors just said no, his but it also what the doctor said makes sense because he said he didn't have the correct shots for him to like go out with, because if you don't give your dog shots and they go to the grass where other dogs been, it's like dangerous.
Yeah, they could get parvo and like a bunch of diseases and stuff.
Yeah, so we accidentally didn't do that, and then yeah, he died, passed away. I had a lot of dogs who died. Yeah.
Starts crying, like just
Yeah, I had a dog named Daisy. She got ran over, and then I remember I was like 8 at the time, and it was a red truck that ran her over, and that fool dipped it, and we were all outside. We were all just hanging out, like my whole family, like my aunts, my grandma. We were all just kicking it outside. It was like one of those summer nights, where it's just a vibe. Everybody's just on the front, chilling, eating chips, eating like Mexican elotes and stuff like that. And then we're wrapping it up. We're like, all right, time to head home or whatever. And then we're like, all right, cool. And then I think it was me actually. I opened the front door so I could go inside, so I could get like, ready to go to sleep or whatever, because everybody was about to leave. And then my dog Daisy runs.
oh my
She
goodness.
goes. She goes towards like the gate. And I was like, guys, stop Daisy. And then my family was like literally at the gate, and they're like, "Oh crap!"
Oh,
she swerved her way out of the situation, and then
right.
she got into the street, and this red truck, I'm never gonna forget the truck, just goes and then Papa stops, and he noticed what he did, and he goes,
Oh my
and
goodness.
then I was on a manhunt. I was like, I hate all red
Oh
trucks.
no.
And then I remember on my bike after like once it was not super hot outside, because it was super hot. Like once it was like 6 p.m., 7 p.m., I'll go on my bike around my block looking for the red
Dang.
truck. Never got lucky.
Oh
Or
my
they
goodness.
got lucky.
Damn.
That's
Yeah.
so sad. I've never had that. My dog's like too old to live though. Like, I mean, he's still
God.
running and everything, but like this man has no teeth. Pobrecito.
No
Oh,
Like,
way. How does he
no,
eat?
look. Or go ahead. No.
oh no no yeah, but like that fool always tries to like play God. Like he'll fight huge dogs. Like he's been slammed against the wall by huge dogs who have not done anything. Like he's the one who like initiates the fight, and then this man runs out in the streets. He like acts like he's tough, and I'm like, bro, if you will stop,
How does
like,
he eat?
Yeah, he's gonna get into some trouble.
dude, literally, like he
My
has.
yeah, my dog, he around other dogs in the street, he's fine. He's cool with them. He's chill with them, unless like they have some type of territorial beef or whatever.
Mhm.
But our neighbor's dog hates them. He hates them like with a
Damn.
passion. He's always barking at them, always trying to fight. And there's been a couple of times where we actually like, there's been one time where they go to the gates and they're just like rah, 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 they're scratching at each other in between the gates, biting at the gates. It's so nasty to see
Oh my
because like
god.
because it's like bleeding, and oh, it's like I hate that. And then we separated with just by yanking him back.
Mhm.
But there's been one time where they actually like the gate was open and they got down.
Oh
So
dang.
my neighbor, he has two. What are the buff ones called? Pit bulls, right? Is it pit bulls?
Yeah.
Pimples,
The one
yeah.
that Eddie has, yeah.
Yeah.
So it's two of them, super buff pit bulls. My dog's he's a big dog. He's a Saint Bernard, but they're not known for like fighting. Saint Bernards are like they're known for travas, like for their messing up the kitchen and stuff like Beethoven.
Yeah.
He make like huge problems. But basically, I was heading to work, and then all I see, because in between the gate, there's like a whole bunch of dirt. All I see is a like a pile of not a pile, like a dust storm of
Mhm.
dirt. I'm like, what is that? And I'm like, I'm tripping. And then the other dog's owner's like, help, help, he's killing my dog, he's killing my dog.
God.
And I was like, oh hell no, that's Bruno. So I open the door and I scream, I'm like, Javier, get the bucket of water. And then and then he's like, what? And I just went straight to Bruno. And I was like, oh my God, Bruno is going to kill somebody because he's like 3 times their size.
Right.
He's a bear. It's like a bear going against like, 2 dogs.
Right.
So man, I gotta do this because I don't want their dogs to die. And I go over there and I move all the little like the dust storm, and I see my dog holding a pit bull by his neck with his teeth.
Damn.
Like if somebody were to like this and like pick you up, that's what he was doing with the dog.
Oh
And
my God.
and then the other dog was like beat up, like blood and scratches, and the owner was like trying to hold it back. And
Mhm.
the other one was like just like crawling, not crawling, but like trying to get off of Bruno's
Yeah.
job. And I was like, Bruno, let go. And then what I don't know what I did, but like I did something to Bruno. I heard him. I like kneed him in his stomach or something. And
Mhm.
then he did let go of the dog. And then but they were still fighting, right? They're
Didn't you
still
say you like punched his nose or something?
Oh, you're right. I did. I did. I stopped his nose. I think. I don't know. I did something with his
So,
nose the first time. But what's it called? But from there, so they just kept on going, and I was like, damn, I cannot separate them because if I really go in, that
yeah.
dog is biting me, and then Bruno's gonna attack me because
Right.
he doesn't care who I am. He's just trying to kill something. And then so I'm like, damn, all right, what do I do? So then the other guy was like, grab his tail. And
Mhm.
I was like, his tail? And I was like, you know what? Screw it. I grabbed his tail and I like started pulling it. And then
Mhm.
I was so scared because I thought like his tail was just gonna pop out of his butt. And
Yeah.
then I was so scared. I was like, damn, this is so nasty. And then
He's
my
like,
brother comes out and I'm like, Javier, where did you get the water? He's like, I don't know what to do. He was freaking out. He was like,
oh,
what do we do? Bruno, Bruno. And then he started throwing like dust at them or the dirt. I'm like,
oh my
no, that's not gonna work. And then out of nowhere, my like a good minute in, my mom comes in and she has a big bucket of water, cold water, boom, splashes it on them, boom. They separate for like a good 2 seconds. The
Mhm.
water, because they try to move from that, they didn't want to get wet. And in those 2 seconds, I just grabbed Bruno, and then like I didn't tackle him, but I put him to the floor so he couldn't like calm down. And then from there, my other little brother, they had his collar ready. So that's like right there, since I was in good position, they just tied it and then bam.
Dang.
Nasty fire, bro. Nasty. It was so like I remember I was screaming so much because I was so scared for my dog and for the other dog too. I was
Yeah.
like, Bruno, Bruno. I was screaming so much. I remember the next day I couldn't talk, like no
Dang.
joke.
Yeah.
I was so
What
scared.
happened after that?
Bruno right, he still has it. He has like a cut in his arm, I mean his leg. We put the medicine on it and all that, but
Mhm.
now he has like a permanent like
Scar.
dent.
Like a scar?
Yeah. No, it's
Mhm.
like a dent. Like you could put like your thumb in there and it'll fit perfectly. And then yeah, like they chipped out his flesh, I guess.
Yeah.
He has a permanent scar nose. Like it looks pretty cool, low key. And then here's the best thing. He has the Anakin Skywalker like scar in his eye.
Oh,
Oh
really?
my
Yeah.
I never
Other
noticed
than
that.
other than that, he does have a couple other bites in his legs. Bruno's fine. The other dogs, damn,
No, I'm
bro.
saying, but what happened?
You
Like, did the
you
owner
could
like sue you guys or anything? Or, like,
nah. I mean,
because if that
not
happens,
really.
don't they
Like
like?
it's 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 both dogs and like
God. Mhm.
it's both sides of the party. There's no way to they're dogs. There's no way to say or who started it, you know?
Yeah, well, cause I know like if somebody would have gotten bit, like you or like the owner or something, and they would have reported that, like the dogs are getting
Oh,
put
for sure.
down. So that's
Yeah, I think it's like a one bite rule or two bite rule or something
yeah,
where it's like
No
you
way.
get if your dog bites someone else like twice, then your dog has to get put down. Or if it kills, I think if it kills another dog, like they put him down like immediately. And it's like,
Damn, Bruno's about to be put down.
oh my god.
He's chill with people. He loves babies too.
oh
Dude, my
dang,
dog accidentally like killed a bird. I don't know if it was, I think it was an accident because she seemed pretty repentful like later. But those birds, like they had a family or something. Like the flock, and my dog would go outside and all the birds would start because they were kind of like I don't want to say ravens. I think they were like crows, and like they were just yelling like every time my dog would go outside in the backyard and they would get like near her, and I was like, bro, she's about to get her eyes pecked out or something. And I was like, girl,
Damn.
get inside. And we had to put because it was like we just found it. I think my mom or my little sister found it and it was like on the floor. And so at first it was like still breathing, but it had broken its wing and its leg. And we're like, no, dude, this bird ain't gonna survive. Like, or it might, but it might not. And so we tried to feed it and everything. We just put it outside, but then it died. And like a couple hours later, and then like it was just so sad. And we left it on the top of like the shed, like on the roof of it, because that was where when it wasn't dead, we were like, oh, we don't want to touch it and mess with the whole like nature thing, because none of the other birds would get near it. And we're like, okay, why y'all fussing if you don't want him? Like, but yeah, and like my dog felt so bad. Like she would go around, she'd look for it, or like she'd be like sitting down and she'd just be staring places. I was like, girl, you know you missed.
Damn. Your
Because we
dog
yelled at her hella nasty too. But yeah.
she's ready to throw hands, bro.
hold on, you guys.
Funny. Hey, what was
Wait, hold on, JC, hold on. I don't know if you
what happened?
guys saw, I froze a little bit earlier.
Uh-huh.
So there you go. We're all synced up. What were you saying?
All right, so recently on Valley of the Arts page, you're doing a ranking of like Las Vegas like stuff, right?
Yeah, so it's like not a rank. It's more of a
Okay.
list, but I just like put numbers on it just so I can
Uh-huh.
keep track.
Okay.
But yeah, I decided I was like, well, I still have to work on my like
Content and stuff.
yeah, like keeping up with content, making sure I'm able to like support people, but in different ways. And
Right.
so I was like, let me make like a little list of like
Okay.
different artists and stuff and different people.
Mm.
But the problem is like I have so many ideas and there's so many subjects that I want to separate it into that like
Mhm.
I don't have enough days to do it, because you know how it was like Tattoo Tuesdays and like today was what is
Hungry
it?
Thursdays.
Thursdays,
Oh,
yeah.
Tasty Thursday, yeah.
Yeah, like I've had I don't know when to do, like there was somewhere it was like this supportive like for your guys's where I shouted you guys out. It was
Yeah.
like supportive. It was gonna be supportive Sundays or supportive Saturdays, but I also wanted to do like snapshot Saturdays where it was photographers or like just a bunch of music stuff. So I was like, let me just make them a list in general. So so yeah,
That's dope.
and I didn't know like what categories to put it in, but yeah, and like it's actually worked better than I thought it would. Like I didn't think people would respond, or I didn't think it would get me followers, and it kind of did. So I was like,
Mm.
cool. And yeah, and
That's
it's cool.
dope.
I can also keep track of, because of like the Instagram stats and everything, like I can keep track of who actually clicks the stickers. And a lot of people have been doing it because that's all they have, is like to be on their phones and like check
Yeah.
other people out. And so yeah, so that's
You know what's another thing? Have you tried TikTok?
oh dude, I need
Bro,
to get better on it. Like
TikTok is crazy. Like I did not believe it. Like I did believe it. But I was like, nah, it's not gonna be me, you know?
yeah.
But no, I definitely recommend TikTok. That's all I've been doing, just like chopping up videos and then creating TikToks from them.
Yeah, like even Wild and Out do it. Like it's recently been Taco Bell asked me to do like TikToks and stuff.
Oh
Like or
wow.
like talk about TikTok on there. And I remember because at some point I had an interview, or not an interview. at some point I met up with the owner of the Brooklyn Bowl, and
Yeah,
we were
yeah.
talking about it, and we're like, he was like, oh, like his marketing like guy was like, oh, like what about TikTok? Like, what do you guys know? Because we were all business marketing majors who
Uh-huh.
were like wanted to be on the team, obviously. And he was
Right.
like, what do you guys think about TikTok? And everyone was like, oh, like that's such like it's so cringy, like this and that. And I was like, bro, I mean, I won't say nothing because people might get paid for it, and
Yeah.
now they are, and it's crazy.
There's
But
there's
yeah.
there's 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 people who just blow up and now they have a whole bunch of sponsors, whole
Hmm.
bunch of
Attraction, like
yeah,
a
and they
career out of
just
being famous.
get YouTube, their followings, all their stats go up. So
Right.
TikTok is a move, man. TikTok is a move.
I made my
And
first
like,
TikTok the other day.
oh, oh,
I made my first
oh
TikTok the
yeah.
other day. I got 314 views.
There you go, buddy. You see?
See, I have a bunch of like bullshit videos and 6 views, and they're all my little sister. Like,
The
dude, yeah.
first
Oh god.
no, I was just gonna say the first TikTok that I remember doing was it was like an egg challenge at the time that was popping, and that one actually like blew up. Like it had within the first hour, it already passed like 600 views, and then
Damn.
like in a couple like other hours, it hit 10K, and I was like, what the heck? And this was my first like impression of TikTok, and I was just so like
Right now
in
it
doubt.
has 14.4 thousand views.
Oh,
Damn.
I checked
That's
like the other day.
which
dude,
one?
The one that you said, the one
Oh,
that you made, has 14.4 thousand views.
you're famous and you don't even know it, dude.
oh,
Like,
damn, that's a
dude,
lot, man.
my little sister's like really good at it. And you know what's weird is that little kids get together and they're like, let's make a TikTok. Like that's the
Yeah.
first thing my little sister will say when she meets a kid. Like she's like, hey, let's go make a TikTok. And I'm like,
Aw.
okay. And that kid runs and they're like, okay. And like, dude, like she's got so many things down now on TikTok that like if she doesn't get famous from it and buy me a house, like I don't know, like I don't know what I'll do. Like what was it for? But yeah, like she does some like she'll do those cuts where like she'll change shirts and my sister's 9. Like what? Like I don't even know how to like change the voice setting or like change the filter. And she's over here like really editing everything. I was like, okay, like I'll see, I see.
Yeah,
But
that's what
yeah.
a lot of people say. They're like, they're like, nah, it's only the kids know everything about it, which is like 100% true.
Hmm.
But and then a lot of people why they're like, nah, I'm not gonna do that. It's for the kids or whatever.
Hmm.
Low key, like if grab that audience 10 years from now, whatever you're doing, you know, they're
They're
gonna
gonna,
be yeah, they're gonna be on that ride with you.
yeah, and they're gonna feel like super OGs too.
Yeah.
Like flexing you and be like, oh, y'all
Uh-huh.
remember him? Y'all remember this?
Yeah.
You'll
For
pop up again like
real.
10 years later, like, and you'll blow up. 'Cause that's really what happens. That's what happens a lot is like refurbishing or like renewing like old things or old trends and
Hmm.
older songs and stuff, and they just come back up and then they blow up like crazy, and it either inspires or like just like motivates people to like get back on their shit. Like sometimes it's like
Uh-huh.
songs are one hit wonders and they just start producing again and it's like better than ever. And yeah,
Hmm.
so I do
No,
TikTok.
right there, that part of the motivating part, definitely for sure. Because like, think about it. You're watching, I mean, of course you should be experiencing your journey, but if somebody does have, you're watching their journey, they're documenting the journey, you're watching it, paying attention to what they do, and then they make it eventually. You're like, damn, I just witnessed somebody like me that can make it.
Hmm.
Now I could get it popping too. And that's a good thing with the little kids, because like, and the little kids when they're at 10, well, not even for like teenagers too, they don't know what they want in life yet. And then
Hmm.
just them having that youth right now, they're just gonna be advanced, man. The next 10 years, that generation, they're gonna be lit.
Yeah, I feel like definitely younger people are making way more money than most older people, and I think that's pretty cool. Like, cause you like before they used to tell you, oh, when you grow up, like this and that. Now, like growing up is like when you're 21 and like make it good off YouTube. Sometimes, like,
Yeah.
but like you have to be really
Yeah.
motivated too to keep up, cause social media is hard and it's so dumb. Like, just
Yeah.
my feed, every time I fuck it up, I'm like, oh, I gotta delete everything. I gotta try again. Like, I don't know if you've seen, but when I post the stories of the shout outs, if I messed up a picture, like, or I misplaced something, I have to take it down, then I have to redo it, like, color the background and everything and decorate it. And then I post it back up so it'll look good. But nowadays, like, I was like, fuck it. Like, this one doesn't have a song, whatever. Like, gotta let it go.
I mean, any content's better than no content. So
Yeah, and that's what it like staying updated on both trends and just content or like putting stuff out there in general is also like pretty
yeah,
important. It just
yeah,
sucks because you're like 15 seconds of fame or like 5 seconds now, like if you don't keep up with it.
that's
But yeah,
true.
I still feel like luckily, I feel like a lot of older people don't get that. And so like they don't get as bored of like, they're like, oh, we can afford it now and like they just get like some older like they'll get the got him guy and like they're like oh there we go like
Hey, that fool lives here in Vegas.
dude yeah I've seen him around at the mall. He's friends with the security. It's weird.
Really?
Yeah,
That's so weird.
I didn't know that. He lives here?
He, he
yeah, dude.
charges people pictures, bro.
No
Oh,
way.
I'm dead.
Uh, he probably has like a he probably has like a deal with the security, like, hey, tell these people that
What?
they come over here, yeah, and then or have more people travel through this side of the mall, and I'll be right here. I'll be posted up right here
Oh,
in the
dead.
corner.
Dude,
Boom.
yeah, he used to like come like literally all the time, and like he's just such an average dude. It's so funny. He's like, I don't think he blew
Yeah.
up like crazy because he didn't really keep up with it. I don't think like no one hears about him anymore. But
Yeah.
like nowadays, you'll just see him like walk past. Like he was on a David Dobrik video and everything, and it's just weird. It's
I
just
I recently got into David Dobrik. That guy's actually really funny. Like I love
He's
him.
really smart. Like he
He's
knows exactly
smart.
what he's doing.
Yeah.
I appreciate his stuff because like he like whether or not he does this without any like real I feel like he does like he gives out stuff without really um caring for things to get back, you know, like it's content, like he does it for content and that's technically like I don't care, you know, like he's still giving out money. He's giving out more than what other people would give out to regular people instead of
Right.
like just what is it called, like instead of just like big companies or big corporations and stuff. But
Yeah.
yeah, like I appreciate that. And he's also like a DACA recipient. And so he helps out a lot of, or sometimes he'll like give money to other DACA recipients
Yeah.
and like other immigrants and stuff. And I think that's cool.
That's dope. Yeah, I love David Dobrik. And then, him just giving a whole bunch, will you give what you get? No. How does it go? You get what you give, or something like that. I don't know. The more you
Yeah.
give, the more you get.
Yeah,
If you
that's
Yeah.
it.
give if you give more positivity to the world, you receive more positivity. Hey,
Yeah. And like he was also like a small guy and his platform was Vine. It wasn't even like YouTube.
Yeah,
But
fine.
he
he made it
started on
work.
Vine.
Yeah.
Oh,
You have to
wow.
adjust. That's
That
like that's another big thing is adjusting to new
mhm.
platforms.
That's something that I was explaining to my little brother today, because I'm always talking about, oh man, I gotta do a TikTok right now and all that, and then and then sometimes I'll be like, hey, do you want to do a TikTok with me? They're like, no, get out of here. But here's and then he's like, man, you love TikTok, Charlie, and then I'm like, nah, I don't like TikTok. I like whatever platform is popping right now,
Hmm.
because that's Vine in the Jiffy, got sold or whatever. And
Yeah.
then I don't know. I think TikTok, if they play the cards right, they're gonna stay like for a minute.
Yeah. Cause like Vine didn't. I heard Vine died because it didn't make. It was spending more money than it was making,
Hmm.
and so like, yeah, like as a company or like as a brand thing,
Uh-huh.
that was their fault. Like,
Uh,
but yeah, and now like people are smarter and you can learn off of that and stuff. And so
Instagram and Facebook, those are like the two like pedal stones. They're gonna be in
well,
forever.
Facebook owns Instagram now.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
Facebook is the biggest one for sure. MySpace, Snapchat's dying, honestly.
Yeah.
Snapchat's dead, bro.
Um,
I don't use Snapchat at all.
you don't
Really?
use Snapchat no more? I
Nothing.
casually go on it, bro, and everybody still posts, dude.
Really?
Yeah, a lot of people still
I
post,
like
like a
I
lot of people.
never go on Snapchat.
Ever since Instagram started doing like stories, like I
Yeah.
feel like less people are interested. Like now you don't have to go to two different platforms to get the same thing. Like
Uh,
it's just
The only
all
time I
one.
use Snapchat is because I have a group chat with my friends and like that's it. Like we only use it on there,
yeah, me
but because
too.
it's like quick videos, just record it, send it to the crew, and like that's it. But that's
Mm,
the only
You know,
time I use
you
Snoop.
know what I just remember, Sam?
Huh?
What's it called? How you since you mentioned Snapchat group store, I mean group chats.
Yeah.
The first Fire Squad crew was on a Snapchat group chat. Do you remember that?
No.
We had a group chat with like all the homies, and it was just, and I named it Fire Squad. At that time, like the podcast wasn't even a thought, but I named it Fire Squad.
Did
Who?
Well,
Origins.
you were
Who?
in it. It was you, Gabe, Eddie, Rob, the whole everybody.
I don't remember, bro.
You probably weren't on it.
I know. Probably
The
blocked.
shade.
But
It
yeah.
looks like I just love Fire Squad. I always wanted that name and something.
You want to know
And
what
some.
my group chat name is?
Yeah, what's your group chat name, buddy? Oh, it's MK something, right? Versus.
Uh,
It has me,
it's like
Steph, Carlos, and Emmanuel
Steph,
and Manny.
Emmanuel.
Yeah.
What
so dead.
do you do?
That's really how this name chat, like the group names, like really come about though. Low key. Like,
Just random, dude, without even thinking. Oh shoot! Did you freeze Sam or am I
No.
frozen?
no,
No, everybody's good.
No. Sam
like
froze me for a little bit.
slightly glitching.
Anyways, back to no. So yeah, so I was telling my brother, I was like, yeah, so we should like, I mean, that platform that's currently popping, that's what I love, you know? It doesn't matter if it's TikTok, if it's that, if there's something new created tomorrow, boom, I'm hopping on that,
Mm-hmm.
just to put the brand out there in the movement, the podcast and all that.
Yeah.
It is changing us. And you know what's crazy? Honestly, and look, Sam could vouch for me on this part. I never liked social media. I didn't have an Instagram towards like late senior year.
I made your
I
Instagram.
Sam made my Instagram. And then I wasn't really with like, Snapchat at the time. I had it, but like I'll never use it.
Mm-hmm.
I was just never the biggest social media person. And then, now that's like the main thing of what I'm doing. Like it's so crazy how it turns on you.
Dude, yeah, like I'm addicted to it, but like in like not even a good content way. Like I don't even post content as often as I like watch it. But like
Mm.
yeah, like I'll see everything. I'll see like I saw that one TikTok with you trying to ask everybody to hop on your TikToks like
Yeah.
like
They
just
hate.
like a bunch of random stuff and I'm like, "Oh yeah, I saw that." Like I'm up to date with everyone, if you
For
will. Like,
for me, honestly, it's kind of the opposite because like on mine, I post every day. I try to post one repost of a positive like quote or something. Or like today, I think I posted a Jay-Z interview where he's talking about success and the process and all that. I always every single day I try to post like one positive message so I could share it, with my people. And
mm-hmm.
then that's it. Like I just do that. I do that post and I do, maybe I see something cool of the Lakers or, a rapper that I like, and then that's it. I don't go on the explore page or nothing like that. But when I go to the Fire Squad one, I go on like I just go on random ones and stuff like
Mm-hmm.
that. But for me, it's kind of just like, all right, post, dip it.
Dude, low-key, the only reason why my my personal account has been getting like more follows is just because I posted my Instagram on like my Tinder again. Like,
Yeah, I was
and
about to
then
say
like
on
people
that,
like,
huh?
yeah, dude, like I've had like 4 people, but like they're kind of weird. Like they ask me like, oh, like they're like, oh, hey, you're really cute, this and that. And I'm like, just gotta pretend like I don't see it. But
Uh,
but yeah, their
post
followers.
value
I mean,
arts.
yeah, I have in my bio it says like, oh, founder of like Valley of the
Oh
Arts,
yeah,
and then it
that's
says like I also do art, like, and then here's my Instagram. And a lot of
right.
people will ask me about it, or I'll invite a lot of. I'm like, oh, dude, next time I have a show, like this and that. So technically networking, dude. Like a lot
Yeah.
of people didn't even know about like the art scene, and so I'm just over here like blabbing away about like oh like yeah, I love like art, this is what I do, I always hang out with like all these artists and
That's
like they're super
dope,
cool.
man. That's a sick, yeah, dude. Keep on doing that. It's gonna see like it's gonna be dope seeing your growth in that, and then you're gonna have your like how you said a platform of artists. That's sick.
Yeah, and like a lot of people will be like, oh, that's sick, or like, oh, how do you get like I've been explaining like over and over again, so I'm like perfecting my story on like trying to be consistent and like just being like, oh yeah, like I started this about last year and blah blah blah. And they're like, oh, that's really tight. And then they stop talking to me for like 3 days, but I got that follow. Like
Yeah,
they keep
that's true.
following me though, so they'll be
Uh,
updated. Like
Sam, you should make a Tinder, and you're the cute one out of us two. So
dead.
put it under Fire Squad.
He's gotta ask his girl. He's gotta ask his
Yeah, I gotta
girl.
ask my
Oh,
girl
oh,
for approval.
there
Or
you go.
I'll make my girl make a Tinder, and your too. Our girls make Tinders, and then they're like,
Uh-huh.
"Oh, follow this page," and that's it.
Dude, Tinder, there's so many like creepy ass people, bro. Like
I
had,
bet.
Really?
I had one girl ask me because I'm bi, so like I put everybody down. Like,
Uh,
and then I had one girl and I was like messaging her. She was just like messaging me, and she's like, "Oh, I'm looking for a third," and I was like, "That's not me."
Oh.
Like I was like, "I'm
uh,
not here. I'm not here for that." And then like I've had other guys like just message me. Like people don't be like, if you're ever on a dating profile or like on a dating thing, don't like casually bring up your dick. Like I don't need that. Like
oh
because
my
I've had
God.
so many messages, like not even like a dick pic or anything, but this guy was just like texting me, and he was like, "Oh, tell me about yourself." So I did my whole like spiel about it, and I was like, "Oh yeah, like an artist, blah blah blah, like promoter, blah blah blah." And
Uh-huh.
I was like, "What about you?" And he was like, "Oh, like 3 words, right, to like describe himself." And then I was like, "Anything else?" He's like, "Oh, I have a 6.5-inch dick." And I was like,
My
me
God.
too. I literally just like messaged him back, and I was like, "Me too." And he was like, "Oh, sick." He was like, "Wait, you're a guy?" I was like, "I'll let you figure that out." Like, bro, I'll troll people till tomorrow on there, and that's also
Yo,
what scares me
that's
about Tinder.
That's
that's so
funny.
funny.
It's tough out there. You gotta be like 3 steps ahead of like these kids like out here, bro. It's so bad.
Bro, that fool said, man, I got a 6.5 with me. Like, come on. That's so
I know.
funny. Oh,
But yeah, and so like low key, I have to like also be careful because like I've made like some people that I just stopped talking to or like got annoyed with, so
isn't
I
it
message back.
isn't it crazy? Like, the way we live today as a society. Like, even 17 years ago, this, you dating, not even have to date, not even have need going through that struggle of like approaching somebody, not
Mm-hmm.
trying to make it awkward. You know what I mean? And then getting their name and like their contact info. Now it's just like, yo, on the DM,
Hey, bitch, what's up?
let's
Like,
let's link.
Yeah.
right
Maybe at the coffee shop. Like,
at the cafe shop,
damn,
dude. Yeah, like my
they
friends
don't
will
have to
tell
go
me.
through that struggle, man.
Yeah, my friends tell me all the time. They're like, "Oh my god, I feel like such a hoe. Like I've been on so many dates." I'm like, "Girl, what do you think we did back then? Like that's all you had to do was go on
Yeah.
dates." I was like, "It doesn't matter how many." I was like, "Then that doesn't make you a hoe. Like you got to figure out what they're like in person. Like texting them doesn't mean anything.
Exactly.
People are bolder in text than they are in person. So it's like you got to see if this guy's all talk. Like
Yeah. It's another thing that, speaking about like all this social media and how about if this guy's, on Tinder, you don't know them like that.
Hmm.
Do you guys feel like social media is a mirror of yourself and what you portray to other people isn't for you?
What?
Um, I don't think it's like represents me in any way, or not in a good way.
Not necessarily you, but like everybody else, like everybody in the, because what I feel is like, people, they post, they create all this, fancy pictures and all that, so they could get the approval of others, that to seem like they're living a happy life. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Hmm.
Like they're like, oh yeah, I'm in the beach or something, living the best life of all time. They put that phone down, add a filter and all that, and then they're like, damn, I'm so
If
sad.
if anything, I use like people's Instagram or like people's posts as like pointers or like things to talk about, but I don't really like I don't see it as them. Like I don't use it to represent another person, you know? Like I just ask them, I'm like, "Oh, like I saw that picture where you did this. Like it looks super cool. What was the story on that?" Like it helps mention things and it helps like bring up interesting points. Like people look at mine and they're like, "Oh, I didn't know you did art. Like that's tight." Like and then we'll go on about that. And then they can
Mm,
get I feel like my perspective on that or my reason for that and stuff like that. So I feel like that's where it comes in handy, but like not necessarily. I don't think people should see social media as a proper representation of a
mm,
person, because I post a bunch of stuff about me being sad and complaining all the time, and like in
mm,
person I do it when I'm comfortable, but not all the time. Like that's not
mm,
me being upset all the time. I'm always like excited for things or like happy about
mm,
things. But yeah, and so I feel like, yeah, like that's the only way to use social media. And it's just kind of, I keep it there as like a place to keep pictures and like a place to keep
yeah.
memories and like ideas of stuff. So like, I don't ever view it as like, oh, I'm going to post this for them. Like, or I'm going to post this because this is like, you know, good. People will like this. I do it because I'm like, oh, this one's funny. Or like, oh, this one's like my favorite picture, and like I want to
Mm.
keep it. I can Google this later, like this picture eventually.
Yeah, sure. That's
Yeah,
dope. Yeah.
but
I
yeah,
was I was gonna say what's called and also it's a very important tool.
yeah.
Yeah.
Social media is a big time tool. Hey, what are we running at, Sam? How many minutes are we in?
We
Oh
are
crap.
we are at
Three
an hour.
hours.
An hour?
Yeah.
Damn. How long was the first recording? Like 30 minutes, right?
40. It was
30?
no, it was 40 the first one, and then now we're at 30.
Oh,
Okay.
70 minutes of content. Oh, well, I mean, the beginning got kind of cut off, so
Yeah.
fit in whatever
What do you
can.
say, Sam?
Should we wrap it up right here?
Yeah,
Yeah.
Continue the
Let's wrap it
conversation
up.
next round or next time?
yeah, yeah.
Yes. Part 3 for
There we go.
sure.
Like,
The third one.
Part 3 for sure. JC, let's see you do the outro today, please.
Oh, for sure, buddy. I got you. All right. Thank you, everybody, for tuning into the Fire Squad podcast. Thank you, Leslie, for not pulling up,
Hopping on.
popping.
hopping on
Like,
the Skype for this podcast. Thank you,
for
Leslie.
having
Yeah. Shout out to everybody who's been supporting us. Follow us on all platforms: Instagram, Twitter, TikTok, YouTube, Anchor.fm radio. Oh, I can't say it.
Tinder. Like,
Hey, soon to be soon, Tinder, Spotify, Apple as well, Google Podcast, Breaker. I can't really hear the music on my headphones that well, Sam, but it's okay.
We're chilling, bro. We're chilling over here. Oh, that's it? You wrapped
There you go.
It was it
Oh
right
yeah,
there?
it's because I'm trying to feel the vibe of doing the outro, but it's not letting me because
All right,
like
let me
I
put
can't
it
hear
higher.
the music.
Put it higher.
Hey,
It's loud over here. You hear that?
all right, yeah.
All right. Well, you're
All
taking
right,
too
then.
damn long. So thank you so much for joining us, people. We love you. We appreciate all of you guys, and always support the kids. Right.
Always support the kids.
Shout out to Valley of the Arts, Leslie Lopez.
Leslie Lopez.
We'll have all her information down in the we'll have all her information down in the description. There you go. So you can give her a follow, give her your support. Yeah, so what JC told us like last podcast or something, that there's been a lot of people that are trying to, get on this Skype call. So please don't, now that we're actually available like at all times, whenever, do not hesitate to like message us or anything. It would be awesome to have you on the podcast. If you really want to be on it, just hit us up in the DMs. We got Skype. We just set it up. We'll have a quick podcast and we'll be chilling, But on that note,
hey, it'd be pretty good for that. Tinder would be good for that.
To have people on Skype,
like,
Yeah.
A dating show, like
Well,
you gotta put me with a dating show.
Hey, for real.
Cutie.
if we do the Tinder and then we add people on Skype from Tinder, they're just gonna show their 6.5 dicks, bro. Imagine they just whip it out on
Oh, they might.
whip it out on the
They're gonna be
webcam.
like, this is recorded. I'm gonna be like, yep.
This is on YouTube, buddy. Huh?
But thank you guys
That's
so
funny.
much for watching and for listening. And with that being said, we outie. Peace.
There you go.
That was actually a really good ending.